because one of her followers, this woman, Anna starts reading Kat's autobiography, and she
Okay.
gets really into Kat and her teachings, and she's like, I want to be closer to this woman. And eventually
Okay.
she moves from Massachusetts to New York City to live with Kat in her apartment and work
What?
as her live-in assistant. However, when
What?
Anna gets there to the apartment, she is shocked. I mean, this place is
Hey, how you doing? Yo, and today we're gonna be watching another video, okay? This Instagram model started a cult. Ray William Johnson. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on here. I want to see if there's another video that we can watch that's like, oh, let's see. Okay, what kind of cult did Kate Torres start? Okay, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, yeah.
is in big trouble because she's about to
What's that?
start a cult.
A
Now, her name is
cult.
Kat, and Kat is from
Okay,
Brazil,
cat. Oh,
and
cat's
she's a
from
model.
from
And
Brazil.
she's doing pretty well for herself. She models in several different countries, she's in some magazines. I mean, things are taking
Okay.
off for her. So, after a few years of this,
Okay.
she moves somewhere she can really make it big, the
Okay.
United States. And
The
she
USA.
eventually ends
Hey.
up in New York City. And here, she decides she's going to become an influencer. The crazy thing is, it works because soon enough she has over 1 million followers. Mostly
Okay.
because of her modeling stuff.
Of
Because
course,
people
obviously.
on Instagram like to follow models. But
Hold on.
then she parlays that into giving.
The parlay, bro. Favorite crystals, bro. All right. I know that was like mad extra, but I'm just chilling today. We're having fun now. How about that?
Advice, like spiritual advice and like
Oh,
life
she's
coaching.
doing this.
And she starts
Okay.
making all this spiritual life coaching content and making all kinds
This
of
doesn't
wild
sound
claims.
bad on its
Like
own.
she says she's spiritually gifted and that she's some kind of
okay.
witch who can like put curses on people and that
Okay.
she has spiritual
Here we
powers
go.
that can allow her to predict the future, that she's guided by divine voices that only she can hear. She writes
Okay.
an autobiography about her life at 25 years old, like she's all important. But whatever, there must be a demand for it because she publishes it, and I guess her followers buy it. And like here she is on a
Okay.
Brazilian TV show promoting it. Not only that, she's getting so popular, she allegedly starts dating Leonardo DiCaprio. Here's a
Oh,
picture
wow,
of them
interesting.
together. There's Kat, and I guess that's Leonardo. Now, I
Okay.
don't know if they actually dated, that's just what the tabloids said. And that's
Another
great and
model.
all. However, because she's having all this very public success and she talks all this shit about herself being spiritually gifted, a lot of her followers listen to everything she says. And so she starts a website and she starts charging people to help coach them. Like she charges some kind of subscription service where she promises to show you how to gain wealth, how to attract the man of your dreams, and other spiritual life
Here we
coach
go.
shit like that. And like we laugh at this stuff because it's an obvious grift, but a lot of her
mean,
followers are really into
there's
this,
probably
and some of them start to
like
believe.
with stuff like this. It's a gray area because like they can genuinely have good things to say that will actually help you, but the basis under which you follow them is very important. Because if it's like, somebody who's saying like, "Oh, I'm like I am like the person to follow," you know what I mean? And then like, "Hey, like you should follow all these courses and all these things." Like, are they even qualified to speak on some of these things? You know what I mean? Like how to get your dream man and all that and stuff like that. Like, are they qualified to speak on these? You probably want to like if she kept it at like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna like recommend crystals and whatnot and do all the like zodiac stuff." That's cool, right? Because that's like a thing on its own. But when you start like adding so many different aspects to it, and it comes to things that maybe you aren't even really qualified to speak on, and you're just doing it just because like you like have a platform now. I don't know. I don't know. That's a huge gray area. It's not like, what she says can't be helpful to somebody, because genuinely, like, anybody can give a sort of advice that can be helpful as long as it's, you know, relevant to you and your situation and you can apply it to it. But I don't know. I want to see how much she's charging for it too.
She has like some sort of magical powers or something. Then
Yeah,
in
the magical powers
2019,
thing, though.
things start to shift and get
Very
really
interesting.
crazy because one of her followers, this woman, Anna starts reading Kat's autobiography, and she
Okay.
gets really into Kat and her teachings, and she's like, I want to be closer to this woman. And eventually
Okay.
she moves from Massachusetts to New York City to live with Kat in her apartment and work
What?
as her live-in assistant. However, when
What?
Anna gets there to the apartment, she is shocked. I mean, this place isn't anything how
It's
Kat
dirty?
made it look on Instagram. Like, the whole place smells, and it's extremely
Ugh.
dirty. Like, Kat's a hoarder or something, and, like, this place hadn't been
Bro,
cleaned in months.
what?
Like, she's living in filth. Not only that, Kat is extremely controlling and treats her like trash. Like, Anna has to be
Yikes.
available to work 24/7, and Kat only allows her to sleep a few hours a night. And when she is allowed to sleep,
Yikes.
she has to sleep on this couch that's apparently covered in house cat urine. Not to mention, Kat tells
Yikes.
Anna that she'll pay her for her
Ugh.
work, but then she doesn't. And this goes on for a...
Nah. You cannot be pulling up across state and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay you, and then she just doesn't pay. Bro, what? What? That's so
about 3
crazy.
months. And finally, Anna's like, screw this, and she leaves, and she moves in
How
with,
does
like,
she
a new
not pay her?
boyfriend. And that sucks for Kat. However, it is at this point Kat realizes that she has a...
How does she not pay her? How? How do you, like, how are you, what? How do you live in the same, like, you're living in the same house, right? That's your assistant. And you have the money to pay her. And you just don't pay. What?
lot of power over
Come on,
her
man.
followers. So she's
That's
going to get
insane,
more
bro.
of them to live with her, and she's going to treat them even worse. And in 2022, she moves from New York down to Austin,
California?
Texas, where she
Oh
ends
my
up living in
gosh.
a decent-sized place. I think it's like 5 bedrooms. And there, she starts trying to recruit women from her online following. Like, she tries to recruit them as helpers who would come live with her in this house.
And clean
so
the house?
she reaches out to some of them, and she asks them to move in with her. And she promises that she's gonna, like, be their spiritual guide and help them achieve their
Wait, bro.
dreams or whatever. And most of her followers are like, live with you? Nah, I'm good. That's weird. But surprisingly, 3 women eventually say yes. I mean, one of them is
Of
not
course they
actually a
will,
woman
bro.
because she's a teenager, but 3 of them say yes. And so 2 of them up in their
Teenager,
lives,
bro.
and they move from Brazil all the
From
way up to
Brazil,
Austin,
bro.
Texas
All
to
the way
live
to
with
Texas.
and work for Kat. And then another one moves from Germany to Texas to live with and work
Whoa.
for Kat. And this is where it starts to turn into like a weird little cult. Because
It's already
Kat
weird.
starts putting these women to work.
To work,
Like one
of
of them,
course,
she
bro.
brings her into her room with some tarot cards and some crystals, and she performs her witchcraft or whatever, and she tells the
Bro.
follower, you must become an adult dancer.
Huh?
Like, that's what the spirits are telling me, that you need to be a stripper. And so this follower listens to her, and she goes and gets a job at the
Yikes.
local strip club, like dancing every night, putting in some serious hours. And Kat
Yikes.
starts collecting and holding on to the money that this follower is
Bro.
making because she says the follower owes her for room and board and her flight to the U.S. And to make it worse, Kat starts
Yikes.
placing very strict rules on these 3 followers. Like, she forbids them from communicating with one another. They're not allowed to leave their rooms without asking permission
What?
first. Even to go to the bathroom, they have to ask permission. And if they don't
What?
follow these rules, Kat threatens to kick them out in a country where they don't know anyone. However,
Bro,
I think
that's so
pretty
abusive.
early on, one of the
Get her
followers
outta
is
here,
like,
bro. I'm ready
"Fuck
for
all
them-
this,
for her to get
I'm out."
arrested,
And
bro.
she escapes and she leaves
Can
the
we
house. But the
can we
other
skip to the
2
part where she
either
gets
can't
tossed?
or don't want to escape, and things get much worse for them. Because Kat starts controlling everything they do. Like, she makes them block all of their old contacts in their phones so that there's no outside people trying to contact them. At one point,
Whoa.
she decides that working as adult dancers isn't enough, and soon she starts pressuring these 2 followers into becoming escorts.
OF
And like,
models?
Kat
Oh.
sets up profiles for them on escort sites and
Bro.
sugar baby websites, and these women start escorting. She even gives them like an earning quota, like they have to earn a certain amount of money a day or they're not allowed back in the house and they have to sleep on the street.
Whoa.
And of course, Kat collects all the money that they earn because she's like,
Why are you doing this? Hold on. Didn't she already have money? Why is she doing it? She must just be an evil person. She's like possessed by like some kind of evil motivations. I don't know where they stem from. I don't know what she's on, but like she just possessed by some sort of like greed monster, like some kind of evil. I don't know what she's on, but she already had money, bro. Like what's going on? Why are we bringing in people to abuse to get more money? Huh?
their pimp, I guess. And so this becomes the weirdest little cult I've ever seen. And I don't.
Hey! Woo. Hey! Woo. Excuse me. Oh man. Woo. All right.
don't quite understand it, but it seems like these women are somehow trapped in all this.
Oh snap.
On.
Oh snap. I forgot the TV was on, bro. Yo. I gotta turn that off. This video got a lot of weird little asides in it already. That's okay. You just mute it. Wow. I completely forgot that thing was on the whole time. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to listen back in editing, see if it's like too loud or anything.
Until. Here's the thing about these two followers. They still have family and friends back in Brazil. Family and friends who are worried and wondering where the hell they're at and what they've been doing all these years they've been gone. And so eventually in 2022, they go and they report these two women as officially missing. And
Whoa,
they launch
missing?
social media campaigns to try and find them, and the story of these two
Whoa.
missing women blows up in Brazil, and it makes the news. Meanwhile, in the United
Whoa.
States, Anna, Kat's old live-in assistant, she starts reading these news stories online. And she knows these women are devoted followers of Kat, because it's like a small community, I guess. And so she contacts the FBI. So then the FBI starts investigating, and they find the two women's profiles on the escort and sugar baby websites. And so now they're starting to think that there's like this whole human trafficking situation going on. And so the feds tip off local police, and local police talk Kat and the other two women into coming into the police station and answering a few questions. And while they're there, bam, they arrest Kat. Here's her mugshot. And they deport her back to Brazil.
Get her
and
outta
they charge
here,
her
bro.
with
Thank
human
you.
trafficking and slavery. I didn't even know you could be charged with that. But anyway, she goes to trial
bruh,
and she's
that was-
found guilty and
Get her
she's
outta here,
sentenced
bruh.
to
How many?
8 years.
8?
in prison.
That's it? 8? Bruh, come on. Y'all gotta be more than that, bro. At least 10. I'm gonna need at least 10,000. Nah, but for real though, at least 10, bro. Throw in some, I don't know what type of demon time she's on, bro. Get her some mental help after that, too, though. I need at least 10. That's crazy. With that being said, I guess that's the end of the video, because he's probably not going to be saying anything else in that 1 second, unless...
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, that's going to be the video. Let me know what y'all think down below. Would y'all ever join a cult? Would y'all ever, like, go and live with, like, an Instagram follower or whatever? I'll say, or, like, somebody you follow on Instagram. But with that being said, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like the video. And that's going to be it. And I'll catch you later. Okay? Okay. Bye.